Hi, this is the third video for Red Self-Existing Serpent, and the topic of this video is about the 13 moon calendar and how it affects Red Self-Existing Serpent in this particular spiral, which began on the 26th of October 2018. So today we're on Tuesday, the 11th of June 2019, and we are in the White Wind wave spell, and just here we are in the Green Castle. So today we are on Red Galactic Moon. The integration day is the galactic day, the 8th day, and we're always integrating what happened on the previous wave spell. So the previous wave spell was Red Moon, and that was the 22nd of May till the 3rd of June. So what you were doing during that 13-day period is really key as to what was coming up around authenticity, being the beacon of light, and Mercury in your chart in particular. So themes of today, where we've got the Sun in Gemini, so it's all about co-creation energy, how we communicate. And we've got Moon, which is waxing up to a full moon in Sagittarius, which is on Monday the 17th of June, and a magical Mayan story to that as well, which I'm just going to read for you. So it's at Sagittarius at 26 degrees, climbing the steps of the Pyramid of the Sun. Classical Maya civilization reenacted in fresh forms, always having the greater sun beating down, always aware of the vaster picture. You tap a sensibility that is profound and extraordinary, the greater gods and the human scene juxtaposed mightily. In tune with progressive evolutionary currents, you work very hard to reinstate the sacred upon the next spiral. Tuned into what is really happening here, an expanded space for dreaming, remembering, conceiving, visualizing and creating, absolutely knowing that the galactic forces are integral to every breath and moving towards true galactic citizenship with a passion. How exciting is that? So this time is really key, and tonight in Glastonbury, in the Libra part of the zodiac, we are at Libra 11 degrees, and the story for that is tea leaves that form a pentagram. Destiny openings, carte blanche to enter upon fresh directions, child of destiny, offered by spirit protection and guidance, encouragement and empowerment. You are the exception to the rule, the special exemption for future purposes extracted from the old regular patterns, and given the chance to follow the inward instincts and sensibility completely. A distinctive quality of being marked out for destiny acceleration beyond what is reasonable or set up. The start of something big. Granted permission to make mistakes, make a fool of yourself, and still come up as the one everybody knows can and will do astounding things. Just because down the road somebody is calling you onward who cannot be refused. Love at Libra energy. this is really key for me because I have Mars in Libra and it's in my 8th house, which is all about integration. I'm in my 8th year with the Mayan calendar. And so really coming into balance with Libra energy. And one of the shadows of Libra is harmony at all costs, which means we try and harmonize situations by people pleasing or managing, micromanaging other people, other situations in order to create a false sense of harmony where deep down that is not the reality at all. Libra is the 7th sign. It's all about relationship with the self. It's all about healing the shadow in order to come into balance with oneself in the masculine and feminine. And that's the real big picture on the planet right now, is to come into a true inner balance. And often we swing way out of balance. The bipolar pattern is key about what is unresolved emotionally, the part of the iceberg that goes deep, deep down into deep water that is now really wanting to come up and be healed. When we don't have the tools, that's really difficult. The tools are out there now. All the frameworks are out there now. It's time for us to come into this balance. Libra time is the autumn equinox and was happening just before the start of this spiral on the 26th of October, which is in Scorpio. So this is all about coming into balance with all our intimacy wounding and coming into truth. My ancestral line patterning on my matriarchal side is really key to this. My grandmother being a Libra and my grandfather having a Libra moon. So very key patterns that I'm becoming very aware of more and more every day as I look at the codes and I work with my personal patterns and codes. Red moon is the 9th Mayan sign and is the gateway as such. In terms of numerology, we have 8 steps of evolution, and on the 8th step we really come into that deeper place of integration on all levels. Then we go onto a different level, we go onto a different space. This is the Buddha process, this is the gateway process, and this is key to the start, the first 13-day cycle of Red Dragon, which is what the Great Mother is bringing us for our evolution, which includes Red Solar Moon. Also, they tie in with the 13 moon calendar, which is static in terms of it's the same dates every year, whereas a spiral changes because it's a spiral and it's a 9-month spiral. It's a gestation process of human evolution, bringing in the new cosmic codes around interdependency and letting go of codependency. So in terms of each moon, they begin on the 26th of July, which is when the Mayan New Year starts also every year. And each one lasts for 28 days. So the first one is, again, if you go into that time yourself personally, which is what this is all about, you will see what happened to you on the 26th of July last year for 28 days. And that is what your sacred feminine was initiating. So by the time we get to the moon that we're in now, which is the 12th moon, this is the crystal moon, we can really see where we are clear and aligning. And this is a complex stability code. In terms of astrology, this is transforming Saturn with the help of Uranus bringing light, which Uranus we've got in Taurus at the moment. We've got Saturn in Capricorn, so these 2 earth signs are really practical, down to earth. And then we've got the bridge in between, which is Chiron. We've got Chiron in Aries as a transit. at the moment bringing up all the issues of who am I. So again, where these are in your personal chart is really key for you too, because then you can really start to work with them on a deeper level. So the crystal moon every year is, I've got notes to remind me, on the 22nd of May until, sorry, I beg your pardon, that's the wrong date. So we've got May the 30th till June the 26th every year. It stays the same. So that's Gemini and Cancer energy, sun energy. And again, where these energies are in your chart, that's really key. And also where they are in your family constellation. So people who are Gemini and Cancer, again, for me, key family members, my mum and dad, both being Gemini, and my Jupiter being in Gemini. So this is really about mastering relationship, communication, and in particular to do with the home as well for Cancer. So we're coming up to the summer solstice. And so this time every year, this is what we're going to be working with. And depending on where the spiral is, that is how the energy really changes, the astrology and the 13 moons. Red moon is key now for what began in 2006. So we're in a red cosmic moon year, a 13-year planetary cycle, and this will end on the 25th of July, day out of time. And so if you're feeling things are a bit frenetic, a bit crazy, lots of things coming up to be looked at, then this is why, because we're completing this cycle. So if you look what began for you on this bigger picture cog in 2006, when you were initiating into red moon energy, what was coming up for you in particular. All of these are wheels within wheels, and they expand as we expand, giving us an opportunity to evolve and grow as a human being. On the 26th of July this year, we'll be starting a brand new cycle of White Wizard. So we'll be refining what's come up for us in the last 13 years. And I've just checked out the dates as well, because I've done this on previous blogs. So if you look at my website, flowwithjo.com, and you look at planetary energies, it mentions on there's a blog about red moon, white wizard, blue storm, and yellow seed, and shows you the full cycles so you can see what we're relating with. I was born in 1965, and the white wizard cycle began in 1967 for 13 years. So again, revisiting that now with all my particular personal code as well. And this is what you can map for yourself. This is what I do both for myself and people that I work with, to give a bigger picture awareness so that you know exactly what's coming up for you. Helps get focused, helps with the understanding of the patterns and what we're co-creating with the bigger picture on the universal scale. So on the year of 1974, that is about today's energy, red galactic moon. So again, if you go back to what you were doing back then, what was happening for you if you were here on the planet. And again, geographically, you can Google what was happening in your country, world affairs, and that again just helps give a bigger picture understanding of what was influencing the world and what the whole population was going through on some level. I mean, this is why it's an amazing time now, because we've got all the resources to do that. We can see what we've created a lot of the time unconsciously. We can explore different arenas. We can see what different people are doing, different models of being a human being. and what that creates, so that we can shift this awareness into solution-focused, practical tools that people can use from a clear space. So getting really, really clear, and then coming from a clear space to create this new way. And also remembering that we don't have to reinvent the wheel, because there is a template. This is key to the ancient prophecies. There are beings who have created a way of being in harmony and letting go of wounding structures. And this is key to the embodiment now of healing and learning new things, being flexible, being open to learn new ways of being by releasing the old. So in terms of when the last cycle was of red crystal moon, it was in 1978. And so again, what was happening on the planet, what was happening for you at that time, what your particular code was at that time is really key as well, as to how you were co-creating with that energy, because we're reliving that now. We're going through a refinement. And because these cycles work in 4 years with Venus, again, this is about maturity, it's about the human being going back to childhood in a way of innocence and purity, of being open to new ways, having healed all the childhood wounding, instead of acting out or trying to get emotional needs met in an unhealthy, codependent way, which is what most of the planet is experiencing now, because it just simply is the level of human awareness which is creating lots of very what's the word that I can use? Just, you know, the disharmonious ways of being, abusive ways of being that hurt everyone and everything. And I do believe that times are changing, and that coming into this conscious awareness of the human being seeking to come into balance is key. It's all inner work that changes the outer. Okay, so the planet of red moon is Mercury, and the next time we've got Mercury retrograde is July the 7th till August the 2nd. So we're going to be going over old ground at that time, with it starting off in Leo and then going into Cancer. And so all the matters of the heart, all the matters of the home, this is a really key time when lots of astrology coming up around this date, because we've got the whole wheel's going to be starting again in Leo for magnetic moon, and the new 260-day cycle is just starting slightly before that. And I'll be doing some more videos about that in the very near future. So lots of dates there for you to work with. And red crystal moon time in terms of the wave spell is here. So it's right in the central column. We just go across. It's virtually the epicenter. The actual epicenter is white cosmic dog. And this is what needs to shift, is the human being wounding, the ancestral patterning. All of this needs to go from within, so that we actually can hold the new dream. So just before that, we have got red crystal moon. And so this is really key to this process. This is in the central column of the blue castle, right in the middle. This is the spine. as you can see, with these black squares on either side. And so this is going in with red serpent, with the 10 portals, and then going out with yellow seed, with another 10 portals of human evolution. So red crystal moon is actually the 12th day of white mirror. And white mirror is the sword of truth that sets us free. The planet is Neptune. We've got lots of Neptune energy at the moment. If we stay on a base level with Neptune, we've got our delusions and our illusions, our escapism, the part of us that doesn't want to feel the deep stuff, that doesn't want to deal with where we've been hurt in the past. If we don't do that, and we avoid that, and we use things to take us out of ourselves instead of facing it and dealing with it, then it expands and it becomes more and more painful, basically, until we do deal with it or we leave the planet. And so, as I said, all the tools are out there now for people to use to get healthy. Once the person goes through this process, then the gift of Neptune is deep esoteric wisdom. And it is really remembering who we are as people, that we have these amazing gifts to bring to the planet and amazing wisdom that is actually in our DNA, all our ancestors' wisdom. And they are supporting us at this time to be able to access all of that. The more that we get clear, and the more that we can access everything that is a legacy of this time. The dark sun time, heal the shadow time, this is a prophecy. And everything is accessible as long as the person is ready to do the inner work. Because deep wisdom cannot be held and embodied without doing this process and having the structure to be able to hold this and live it. And that's the key. This is not about being a talking book. This is not about intellectual understanding. This is so much deeper than that. This is going to the core of ourselves and really clearing out anything where the human being does not feel good enough on any level. That's the key. Feeling good enough, feeling enough, letting go of the consumer void to fully embody the spirit more and more with this process. So I hope you're having an amazing time. If you're having a challenging time, big hugs for that. I know it's intense at the moment. It's meant to be intense to really get us to pay attention and to start changing from within, change the habits, change the inside, and the outside changes. This is really key to being self-existing. And as I said, the code for red self-existing moon, that was back in 1970 and all part of the White Wizard cycle of 1967. So that's what we're going to be re-experiencing. If you weren't on the planet at that time, this is going to be your first time around, and you are going to be working with what was initiated in 2006. So you've got all the answers that you need there, you've got all the clues, you've got all the codes, and if you want to know in more depth any more of your codes, then please do get in touch with me, and I love sharing things with you. Lots of love. See you soon.